Hello and welcome to Bruce Springsteen Guitar Lessons. Today's lesson is going to be Mr. Outside from the Ties That Bind River box set. Thanks very much to subscribe star Frank Bosley for the request. Hello and welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that walkthrough. So now what we're going to do is go through all the individual parts. Okay, so let's take a look at the chords first. It's got an A major chord here. Now Bruce often plays it with just barring using his first finger, playing the middle four strings on the second fret of the D, G and the B, and making sure you're not hitting that F sharp there. Cool, and then we've got a D chord. Okay, so first finger, second fret G, third finger, third fret B, middle finger, second fret high E string. Okay, and then we've also got an E major chord. So middle finger, second fret A, third finger, second fret D, first finger, first fret G. All 6 strings for that one. Then we've got an F sharp minor chord. Okay, so for this one, Bruce normally likes to play his F sharp minors like this, where it's technically called an F sharp minor over C sharp. Just means it's easier to go back and forth between other sort of open chords. So it's basically a full F sharp minor bar chord, but not actually barring all 6 strings. So put your third finger 4th fret A, little finger 4th fret D, and then bar the second fret of the G, B and E strings. Ideally, maybe use your thumb to block out the lower E string. Okay, so that's F sharp minor over C sharp. So in the song structure, which I'll put up on the screen now, so hopefully you find that useful. Any chords in brackets means there's more than one chord in that particular bar. The song structures will also be in the description. Nice short song, this one, so it's fairly straightforward, which is good. Once you get the strumming is the challenging part. You know, and Bruce will vary it all the time. You know, it doesn't have to be exactly the same strumming pattern the whole way through. So bear that in mind. So that was A, D, E, and F sharp minor. Yeah, so the F sharp minor, I'll just refer to it as an F sharp minor in the song structure, just for simplicity. Then we've got an E7. Now it sounds like from the record that this version of E7 is where he's just playing an E chord and adding the 7th note, or the minor 7th interval, with his little finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. There's another version of E7. Well, there's loads of versions, but that's normally the standard. But it definitely sounds like that this high D note is cutting through there. So there's only 5 chords, which is great, nice and simple. A lot easier than some of the other Bruce songs if you're just starting out on guitar or So yeah, A, D, E, F sharp minor, and E7. Cool. So the other thing to bear in mind is this kind of, it's got a slight kind of 16th note shuffle feel. Okay. So basically, if you've got a pair of semiquavers or 16th notes, which are a quarter of a beat each, instead of going one E and you've got this, where the kind of the first one out of the pair lasts slightly longer. Okay. Now in guitar programs like Guitar Pro, so I transcribe all these in Guitar Pro, which are available on either Subscribe Star or the website. You'll be able to play it through with this shuffle feel on. You can also take it off on Guitar Pro, so you can hear the difference, which is a really good thing to be able to do. So yeah, so instead of like 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and, you got 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. So once you've got that kind of that shuffle fill in, that's kind of he does use it. It's not always exactly, you know, shuffle throughout, but it's pretty much most of it. So it's worth bearing that in mind. It doesn't have to be exactly spot on, but you know, again, loose timing with Bruce a lot of the time. Cool. So that's the shuffle rhythm. So basically, what we've got, this one beat pattern. So okay, so once you've got that one beat pattern, it's pretty much the same thing the whole way through. So what's happening really is you're going 1 and up. Okay, so you're going down, up. Okay, but then on the and, it's a kind of almost a percussive. Now what I do is I kind of mute the strings with my strumming hand and then pick at the same time. Yeah, because otherwise, and that's one of the big key things of this song and this kind of type of strumming. He's probably doing it just naturally. A lot of people just do it naturally without thinking. So that's how I do it. I kind of rest on the strings and then, so it's, you've got this kind of dead note sort of thing. And it makes it sound a hell of a lot better, because the whole bar, without the dead note, it would just sound like this. And then with the dead notes, so it sounds 10 times better. It sounds really cool. So yeah, so whole bar, for example, the first bar, first verse, you've got 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, and then you've got D major, A, E major. Again, feel free to add some other 16th notes. You don't have to do exactly the same thing all the way through. So yeah, so you can add, as long as you've got that. Maybe do occasionally, don't do as many dead notes, just to mix it up a little bit. And then you've got F sharp minor, same strumming pattern. Then you've got a split bar, which basically means you're going to do half a bar of D, so 2 beats, so 1 E and a 2 E and then E major for the rest of the bar. And then A major for a whole bar. Now for the bars of the E7, every time you do an E7, you're going to basically just do no dead notes. So it's basically kind of nice of 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And the first verse, it actually sounds like you've got a full bar of E7 and then a bar of 2/4, which means there's only 2 beats in the bar. So 1, 2. So what I'll do is I'll play the whole of the first verse. So at the end of the first verse, you've got a whole bar of E7, so 4 beats, and then half a bar or 2/4 of E7. So it's technically 6 beats of E7. So I'll play the whole of the first verse. So A major, D, A major, E major, and then into the second verse. So basically the second verse, we've got all slightly again cross-reference with the song structure. In the second verse, you've just got this second bar is a D, then an F sharp minor, okay, and then an extra bar of D and then E, so the first foot line of the second verse. So let me just play, I tell you what, I'll play the whole of the second verse. So you've got 3 split bars here. You've got a D and an F sharp minor, again same rhythm, and then you've got a D and an E, same rhythm, and then the A and the E7, okay? But when you're doing the E7, you're always going to do this. So the final bar of the second verse is going to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so change this pattern every time you go to the E7. So I'll play the whole of the second verse. So whole bar of A, D, F sharp minor, D for a whole bar, E major, A, F sharp minor, and D to E, A. Cool, so again, nice and straightforward, really good for your strumming 16th note patterns. Can take a bit of time, so be patient with that if you're not used to that kind of dead note style of playing. If you didn't want to do the dead notes, you could just simply just do it without it. But it does sound really nice with those dead notes added. So third verse, so it's basically very similar to the first verse, apart from you've got 2 bars of E7 instead of that bar of 4/4 and bar of 2/4. Okay, so I'll play the whole of the third verse, very similar to the first verse. So A major, D major, A, E major, F sharp minor, D, E, A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool, so that's the third verse, and now going to the fourth verse. And anything to bear in mind here is you've got a bar of A major, but then D right at the end of it. So the third bar of the fourth verse goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I do that one more time? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's just beat 4, you just do the D there. Okay, so I'll play the whole of the fourth verse. So whole bar of A, then D, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, E major, A major, F sharp minor, then D major, then 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Fifth verse, very similar to the third verse, but the last bar is different. So let's take a look at the fifth verse. So you've got whole bar of A, D, A major, E major, F sharp minor, then D, E, A. Cool, so then very good. Again, this shuffle feel, the main thing that brings this song to life is the shuffle feel. Obviously the awesome lyrics and the vocal melody as well. The shuffle feel and those dead notes. That's what will make it sound really nice. Of course, that was the fifth verse, and then we'll go to the sixth verse. Again, very similar to the third and the first, apart from going to cut it short. Okay, so sixth verse, A major, D, A, E major, F sharp minor, split bar, D, E, last bar. Cool, so then just the last bar is basically going your standard 1-beat pattern with the dead note, 1 E and then you've got 2 E and so same strumming as you do for the E7, 2 E and then just end on beat 3. So that final bar again, 1 E and 2 E and 3. Cool, yeah, so again the main challenge here would be the shuffle rhythm and the dead notes. Once you've got that, you know, it's actually quite a straightforward song. So have fun with that one. Thanks very much to Frank for requesting the song again. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you have, and I will see you next time. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye. If If you'd like to get Guitar Pro files, tab PDFs, backing tracks from any of these tutorials, head over to either the Subscribe Star page on my website, jsmusicschool.co.uk. Remember to subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications. Thanks very much. See you on the next one.